Okay, so I will say when I went outside this morning, so I make it a point to go outside every morning, kind of feel the temperature, the crispness of the air, right? And this morning I could kind of feel the humidity starting to sneak in.
Yes, I agree.
Gently.
I've got a mason who's been doing some work in my house, and like I can gauge it based on how early he shows up. You know what I mean? Because he's not trying to be there in the middle of the day if it's really hot, which I totally get. So today, a bit earlier, not oppressively hot, but you're right, it's more summery, and we'll keep that going. Certainly keep that going. Into
Feel
next
the
week.
moisture.
Yeah, a little bit humid. You'll really feel it by Sunday of this weekend. 78 in Portland right now, 81 in Wisconsin, 82 in Bangor. I'm sorry, in Augusta, 83 in Bangor. So these are our temperatures right now. That's 11:51 reading. So we still have time for those temperatures to increase, as they likely will, into the mid 80s in quite a few spots. We've gone several days without any real precipitation anywhere in the state. And all the while, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we had showers popping up in the mountains of New Hampshire. Today, they've just pushed a tiny bit east here. So you can see a few of those showers going on right now into northern Oxford County. They're very, very minimal, but they do have some downpours in them. And the situation in New Hampshire has been over the last few days that these showers don't have a lot of steering flow. So when they set up, they can sit in one spot. So we'll keep an eye on that in the mountains over the next few hours to see if there's any heavy downpours that sit there. Otherwise, we're partly cloudy. The nicest weather is north of Bangor, where we've got a lot of sunshine. Temperatures are probably going to be warmest there too. Any showers die down with the sun set tonight, and temperatures are in the 50s. Tomorrow's a beautiful day, upper 70s along the coastline, 80 to 85, I'd say, inland. This model does have an isolated shower in the mountains. It is possible. I think there are so few of them that I didn't bother putting in the 7-day, because you're looking at spatially, 95% of the state staying dry through tomorrow. And then Sunday is the warmer of the 2 weekend days. I think we get warmer than this along the coast. This model's probably too strong with that onshore flow, but we're probably in the low 80s to mid 80s along the coast, and we should be upper 80s to around 90 away from the coastline. And this is the first day of what looks like a several-day stretch of warm, really hot weather. I don't think Sunday is oppressively hot, because dew points are just starting to creep up, and those temperatures are in the upper 80s to around 90, but we start ramping that up more on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. And so we still have this ridge in place, keep building that heat signal, which I'll show you here in a second. And the models are just struggling a little bit with when does that all end? When does that front come through and finally wash that air mass out of here? It looks like it is going to be on Thursday at some point, but some of the models wait until Friday. So we'll keep an eye on when that is. But at this point, we have it penciled in for Thursday. That would clean our air out, and then things would get cooler and drier, at least for a while, on the back end. But when you look at the synoptic scale, the large scale picture here, this is a warm signal. So you would need something really to be going on at the low levels to prevent heat when you have this kind of look across the east, and we don't really have that. So we may get that brief break on Thursday, but I'll tell you what, that right there is another ridge trying to come back. So probably we'll get back into it at some point the week after. These are surface temperatures according to the models. Notice it's dropped Thursday with that front, but we've got a lot of 90 plus in there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, best chance. Some of us will get Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So it'll be humid as well. Front passage, that's a good way to put it, Dana. That front will come through. It's not like we're going to be 50 on the other side. It's just going to be less humid. And as I mentioned, probably cooler for next weekend, but I look into the mid-range and see another ridge reloading. One of my favorite things to do over time as a meteorologist is to figure out what the models are going to do after they're done running. So like they don't go out that far, but I can just kind of see where they're going to go from there, and I think we go back to heat. Yeah. So.
And you know what? As a way to close out summer before people go back to school, why not?
Right. Yeah. Then you get kids back in school without air conditioning. You say, okay, we can take it down a notch.
Yes,
but
we can.
until then, we'll keep going. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thanks.